Hey everybody. I'm pretty excited right now. I just won Darkest Night 2nd Edition, and it was so freaking exciting. Um, I, if you see, everybody was down really low in their secrecy and their grace, so it was getting pretty crucial. Um, I had to use everybody's powers. I had to use the Tamer's power to trade places with the the Mesmer and my Exorcist, so that the Mesmer could come in with his power to roll 3 fight dice and get the job done. But we killed. There he is, laying there dead, the Necromancer. This was amazing, and I have to say that I definitely have a different opinion of this game now. I played it back when I was, new to gaming, and it was just way over my head and way too complicated, and I didn't like it, and I stuck it on the shelf and left it there for 3+ years. But, I don't believe in just getting rid of games if you didn't like them the first time, because that's what I almost did that with A Touch of Evil, and it ended up being one of my very favorite games. So I got this one back out, and I have to say it is really an awesome game. But I will say this, it makes you work for it. They do not hand you anything. You have to take the time to learn the powers of each. You have to play four not investigators, heroes, no matter what. And so it's a lot to learn. Each one has a total of 13 powers. And not all of them come into play each game. If you can see, like, some of them only had 3. A couple of them I had out 4. But you have to learn them and learn how to combo them with the other heroes' powers. And, that's not really something I'm real good at. Some of you probably are, and this may not be that special to you. I don't know, but I was actually able to do it. And, I read the rule book, and I watched, 3 or 4 different full playthroughs of this game. And that really helped me. And then I, I just watched the way the guys who did the playthroughs did things and how they comboed things in order to make the right things happen. And there, it's tricky, but it's so satisfying when it comes together. One thing I had to do to make this game interesting to me and make it work for me is I had to name my heroes, and that sounds really silly, but I don't relate to the Tamer, the Mesmer, the Exorcist, and the Knight. I had to give them names. So my Knight, which strangely enough is a woman, yeah, I know, well, I'm old-fashioned, okay, so it was weird to me, but whatever, her name is Gwendolyn. I named my Exorcist Damien. I named my Mesmer Kreskin. You'll probably understand why. And I named the Tamer Fauna. And I wrote these names in the book so that they will always have those names. I just relate better to that. It's more like Eldritch Horror, where you have, real people with real names. I like that. It feels more immersive to me and more real. And I was able to get pretty immersed in this. It's really cool. You have, mysteries that you get. And I got several clues. You have to get up to 10 clues before you can get a holy relic. And you have to have a holy relic to kill the Necromancer. But once somebody has the holy relic, then every turn they lose a secrecy. So you can't hang around with it too long. And I had to trade it back and forth a couple times between different people in order to keep them from, losing all their secrecy. And a couple times we tried last turn, and I tried to let Gwendolyn defeat him, and she didn't roll well enough to kill him. So then he brought out another blight. So then the Exorcist killed the blight, and then I traded places with him and and Kreskin, my mesmer, and then he had a power to use 3 dice to kill, and he got a 6. He had the relic, and he killed him. Again, there he is, dead. I love that scene so much. Dead, dead, Necromancer. Anyway, it was so fun and so satisfying. But again, you have to work for it. You have to work to get there. When you first set it up and you're first looking at it, it was kind of overwhelming to me. But now I think that once you start to understand how the powers work and how they work together, I think it will be easier, even when I'm using new heroes. And there's like a crap ton of heroes to use. So there's, well, okay, one thing that I've complained about this game is that, you know, yeah, there's tons of heroes, but there's only one bad guy, and you fight him kind of the same every time. But here's the deal. I think, like in Eldritch Horror, you have all these different investigators, and then you have all these different villains. I think if you had different villains in this game, it would bump it up to too much, too overwhelming. I think what's cool about this game is that you learn the powers for different people to work together to do the same, to kill the same villain. So you get to see how it works against the same villain over and over. And I don't know if I really explained that well, but it's actually a good thing in this game, I think, that there's only one villain. Because only then can you really contrast it and with all the ways the different heroes can use to kill him. I really like it, and I'm so glad I gave it another chance. It's not something I would get out if I'm tired and I just want something fairly easy that's spoon-fed to me. This would not be it. But by the same stroke, once you do kind of learn it, the rounds go really fast. And I was able to sit down after work a few nights this week and just, you know, addictively do like 3 or 4 rounds, whereas with Eldritch Horror, the rounds are so long and stuff sometimes that one is all I can get out on a weeknight. And I don't mean to keep comparing this to Eldritch Horror, but that's one of the reasons I bought it, is I was told it was a good comparison to Eldritch Horror. And when I first tried it, I didn't like it because I liked Eldritch Horror so much better. But I really tried this time to try it on its own merit, and I have to say that it is really cool. Really enjoyed it. I felt so satisfied every time I was able to combo something and get it accomplished. Because like I said, that doesn't always happen for me. I'm not always real good at seeing how to do that. But, you know, if you got to take your time, and that's what's wonderful about solo gaming is, you know, you got nothing but time. Nobody's sitting there waiting for you to hurry up. And sit there and think it out, and then you can get it done. It was rough at the end. I was also, he had gotten, the villain had gotten past 10 on the track, so he got a darkness power, which ended up giving him an omen blight. So anytime you were on the space with him, you had to, when it was time to pull your event card, you had to pull 2 and pick the highest difficulty of each one. So that was a pain. So it was really a relief when I was able to kill him. I didn't know how much longer my guys were going to be able to hold out, because we were getting a lot of blights on the board, and everybody, like I said, was really pretty low in grace and secrecy. The Gwendolyn here had quite a bit of grace, but she was down to 0 secrecy, which meant that they would have been having to fight him over and over, and that was just going to deplete them really quickly. So anyway, very happy. I disrupted the whole house shouting when I did it, when I won, because I did not expect to win this game. I really didn't. But anyway, the sad part about this game, and I'm really sorry if you watched this and now you want it, and this game is out of print, but you can buy it like on eBay and stuff. It's kind of pricey, but it was pricey when I bought it. It was I paid like $125 for this game, and at the time I was really thought it was overpriced, but I don't know. If you like this kind of thing, I think it's worth it. Just for the sheer number of heroes, if nothing else, and all their different powers. So cool. Anyway, I'll quit blathering on and on now. I hope you're having a good weekend, playing lots of games, and I will talk to you later. This was Darkest Night, 2nd edition. Bye.